Welcome to another CEOism podcast with Thaty Vidal, Tatiana Vidal. She is trainer at Maverick Farm, CEO at Tatiolas, and company owner at Clube do Pismo. She's been working with horses for quite some time, and she's got a hell of a story to share with us today. So, Tati, welcome to the pod. Can you tell us a bit more about yourself and about your story?
Oh, thank you first. My story is like I've never been a horse person, and from some reason, 20 years ago, I got into the horse world and never get out of it. So by that, all began creating the company Clube do Pismo that was during the Pan American Games in Rio de Janeiro that I create with my best friend and keep us all together. After creating the Clube do Pismo some years ago, I created my own brand, Thaty, that is a riding school that have a lot of partners in Brazil. And in between all of those, I'm a professional athlete. So I compete a lot and I'm a trainer too. And with on top of all of those, I need to try to find another way to ride because I developed a really not heart disease. So I need to overstep me a lot to keep going in this job that I choose to do.
Right. So tell us about that disease that you developed and how it affected you and how you surmounted that challenge lately.
So I developed MS, it's multiple sclerosis. Part of people that have this disease, they cannot walk, they are in wheelchair. And this was me during 6 months when I developed the disease. I wasn't walking, I was stuck in bed. And after 6 months stuck in bed, I just say to my dad that I needed to go back to the horses because I couldn't walk, I couldn't move, I couldn't do anything. So at least with the horse, I could go somewhere by myself. So this when I begin to get back to riding with the disease. So back to riding, my legs begin to get back, my full body begin to get back, and I begin to get control of my body again.
And now you're driving your car just like you would ride a horse with one hand on the phone and one hand on the steering wheel.
Always.
How was your day today? Like, give us a picture of what's your day to day look like as a trainer and as a business owner.
Oh, so I have thanks God, my website, the Clube de Pismo. We have a lot of partners all over the world that fill us with all the news that you can have for the equestrian world. In Clube de Pismo, I work with my dad. So we create all the things from the website. We try to help all the riders and all the equestrian community all over the world. Like if you want a job, if you want to show your business or everything, we're an open website because what we feel is the equestrian world don't have a lot of opportunities. Everyone wants to be, stuck and don't help each other. So we opened the website because we thought that everyone could be seen, not only the top riders or only the people that have a lot of money.
Right. And the other business of yours, Tatiolas, is this one still active? What do you do inside that one?
Yeah, the Tachalas was create the same concept of Clube de Pismo to let everyone be able to be part of the horse world. So the Tachalas offers you lessons, equestrian lessons, but we don't get you stuck. In almost all over the world, when you reach a point that the lesson horses don't go higher, they force you to buy a horse. So the Thaty was made for you not to buy a horse, for you to keep doing the lessons, but you can go higher. So to let you be what you wanted to be without investing that tons of money that everyone invests.
Right. And now you're in LA. So that one is in Brazil. How do you keep it active?
I have two business partners in Brazil, so it brings my name on it, but they run the show over there. My dad supervises everything, but the lessons keep going over there. And here in LA, I was only passing. I never meant to move here. I was taking 2 weeks off from all the madness in Brazil, and I was bored because I usually ride 6 to 10 horses a day. So even when I'm not working, I'm like, I need to ride. So I found a place. I said to the lady, can I ride some horses for you? And she was like, yeah, sure. So after this 2 weeks that I was here, she's like, can you teach? I'm like, sure, I have my own riding school. And she said that if I could stay here to work for her. So it's been like almost 3 years that I'm here working in LA and learning all the different type of equitation, that they have here.
Wow, that's quite interesting. And how have you managed with ALS to stay on foot quite literally and stay active and fight the disease?
So in the beginning it was harder, to be honest. I was having a lot of episodes, it was really tough. But I I found a therapy that the horses do is electromagnetic pulse that they do a lot in horses. So I always saw them doing that in horses and I never understood what was it. And one day the therapist said, hey, let's try out on you. And she tried on me and it's helping with my disease to get the muscles relieved, get all the veins and everything that the MS affect. This therapy releases and it got really, really better to my body.
And initially, the horses got you back on track. Like, how do you explain that from happening?
So the way that the horse move is similar of the way that the humans move. So if you get any person that lost the movements or don't have movements, you put in a horse, it sends to your brain that you're walking. So the movements, everything sends to the cells of your brain that you're walking by yourself. So it begins to reconnect your legs and your brain and goes back to work.
Fascinating. You are a proponent of zootherapy. What are the other applications of zootherapy to treat other illnesses?
Oh, have a lot of, oh my God, the horses in special that I work with a lot of other special disease and with kids, with people that suffer heart accidents, and even mental disease. Horses just have some way to help the body to react and sometimes to calm down the body to find the balance. So it's really amazing how it works. I remember I got a kid, he has Down syndrome and he was 4 years old and he never walked in his entire life. He begins to come to the therapy with me, with the horse. After 6 months, he was walking by himself. So it was pretty amazing to see.
And what about depression? Sometimes people that, don't want to move, don't want to go anywhere, or PTSD, for example, what would be the applications to these mental diseases?
So the PTSD, the horses, they pass to someone that is really hyper, some kind of calm, the movement, and you need to stay alert with all the horses will do. So it's weird the way that it works, but people begin to focus on the horse and stay more calm. So it's really nice how it happens.
Interesting. So what's up next for you? Because you have your businesses. It seems that LA has stole your heart, and you've been there for 3 years. Like, what's next for you?
I don't know yet, to be honest. I'm growing my business in Brazil. The website never stopped. The riding school never stopped. But I have my personal interest in, I want to go back to I was invited to be part of the Brazilian equestrian team because I have this Olympic dream and always had. But I don't think that the equestrian team is the time now because I think that I could do something as a normal person. So by now, I'm focused on getting back to real good shape as a rider. But I have so many ideas to bring to the horses to get better in the horse world. So every time me and my father we are thinking about how we can get the horses' life and the riders better. So we always came to like crazy ideas, projects, and put in tests to see what can work, what cannot work. So far, we're working on two new business for the horses. One in Brazil that, if it's approved, will go worldwide, and another one that is already settled in Europe, and I'm trying to bring to US.
Right. The other day I had on my podcast a compression boots guy, and he was telling me that he was developing some as well for horses. I thought that was a really good business idea. What do you think about it?
So they develop a lot of things for horses in the compression part. I was a partner with a guy from Australia that he created a compressor suit for a horse. The idea was amazing and really worked. But when it comes to horses, you need to remember they are big and they're not delicate with everything that you put on. So the thing needs to be resistant. So the idea at first was amazing. But as the horses keep using it, it was broken so easily that didn't go forward. So you can
Build it
have
in
this.
Kevlar.
Yeah, they don't care. They're insane. So the idea was amazing. It works so nice in some different disease, to cure a lot of things. But it didn't last like 1 month.
And what are other great business ideas for the horse slash veterinarian market?
Oh, have so many nowadays that, they create some uh red therapies. And I see a lot at the barn, to be honest. Every time that I'm at the barn and here at late, they love everything that is new, right? So you saw a lot of new stuffs, but so far, I think like this electromagnetic pulse was the most impressive I saw so far. The results are really good, are insane.
And your own electromagnetic pulse machine, like I know of EMF maps and mats, that is. What do you use exactly, and what's your routine with that technology on a daily basis?
So the horses have a routine with that technology for like every 15 days. With my MS, I use every week and not by myself. I have a professional person that knows what she's doing and know how to treat, how to go with the disease, what points the disease attacked. So what points that we need to correct and everything else.
Right. And with MS, for example, like what what have you seen some progress on your end, and have you made projections of what can happen to your health vs like your plans as an athlete, or do you go with day to day?
Yeah, so when I began the MS, I lost 30% of my left leg. So it was horrible to ride. It was extremely weak. Begin the therapy, she begins to work with the left leg first. That was the huge problem because I limped, I couldn't stand, I couldn't ride more than In the beginning, more than 45 minutes that I was done. And now I ride 6 horses a day and teach more 5 lessons. So my days like pretty rough, if you count like all my steps, like around 25K steps a day. So it's
a lot.
pretty hard. So when I began this therapy, my leg was really weak. In the second week of the therapy, my right leg was the weak one, not the left one. Because we're only working the left leg, that the left leg gets way stronger and the right leg wasn't going the same way. So now we do the therapy in the legs and in the back that have a vein called vagus. That is the one that the disease attacked. So we're controlling that vein. So every week I see something better and better. And in my body, like if you think riding 6 horses a day for a normal person, even a normal person, no disease, this is pretty hard.
Yeah. Riding one is hard for my bums and like pelvis and everything and my lower body and the equilibrium, the abdominals, so it's hard. So props to you for that. For those that face like tough challenges in life, like being announced and having an MS diagnosis, what would you recommend? What was your mindset back then? What was the psychological challenges that you faced, and what led you to come out of that bed and face life, sort of?
So the MS is a disease that attacks you with your psychology first. So if you feel like you're defeated by the disease, you are defeated, So it all begins with your mind, that you don't want to be defeated. You don't want the disease to take control of you. This is the first thing. So I led for 6 months. The disease controlled me 100%. So I couldn't move from the neck down. I was paralyzed. So I have 3 kids, and the 3 kids depend on me. I have all my business and everything else. So everything was like, everyone, what should we do? You're the soul of it. And after 6 months, I just wanted to ride, to get to move. And seeing that I could back to feel my legs, to feel my body, that makes me think like I can do everything. So it wasn't that easy. You need to have really a good mindset, be really positive, because it took a long, long road to go back to where I am. A lot of falls, a lot of I cannot do it, it's not on me. But it's always think positive, even when the legs goes numb, you need to like stand up like, hey, I can do this, and laugh from it and keep going.
100%. Yeah, I do agree with that. Well, Thaty, thank you so much for the time you've given us today. Where can we find out more about you?
I have my own website beside of the Club de Pismo, is tathyvidal.com.br. So it have all of those things that I face, have all the history of all the horses that I made so far, and everything that I've been through in the equestrian business.
And LinkedIn, of course. Thaty, that is Thaty, Vidal, Vidal. That was another CL Wisdom podcast with Charles Cormier and Thaty Vidal today.